You did it, or you will do it one day. So congrats to you for taking this step into the unknown. Culture is different in every country, and it will always be different from what you're used to. And it can even vary from town to town. But here are a few tips I wish I had known before my big move to Europe, from America to Stockholm, Sweden, to be exact. My first thing is don't compare. This is huge. I noticed that as I talked to my Swedish and Norwegian friends that I would say things like, well, in the States we put peanut butter and jelly on a sandwich, not liver paste and cucumber. Or Swedes are so much quieter in comparison to Americans. We talk so much more in the States. And honestly, I began to realize how often I would say these things casually in conversation with my new friends, and I didn't understand that it could sometimes be offensive to them. But of course you're going to notice differences, but you don't always have to verbalize them. I believe that it can kind of create a boundary between you and the people you're wanting to build relationship with. It's interesting to see, though, the cultural differences, but try not to incessantly compare everything to the life you used to know. Embrace the new life that you have now. The next thing I want to talk about is be realistic about the changes in communication with your friends and family. There will be time differences and people you thought were your friends who won't communicate as much. And you need to just remember that communication is a two-way street. It involves effort on both ends. Some friends don't need to talk a lot to keep their relationship strong. Just determine whom you will be putting in the most effort to keep your relationship secure. For example, my best friend and I, we need to talk almost every day, daily, to keep our relationship strong and lively. So we talk constantly through the day with text and video message. There's no end to our conversation. We just respond when we have time. So thank God for current technology. As for like my sister and my brother, who I'm very close to when I'm living at home, we maybe talk 2 or 3 times a month while I live in Sweden, if that. We don't feel the need to be communicating all the time, but we're still strong. So it's just an adjustment because you'll be also balancing your new lifestyle, your new friendships. The more people that you are keeping in communication with back home, the harder it is to be present in the new adventure that you're living in this new country. The next thing I want to talk about is friend somebody from your native country and somebody from your new location. I moved to a new country without a husband or a friend or any family with me, so I was completely alone, and it really helped to have met and communicated with some people from my own country. My American friends in Sweden talked to me through my language barriers, money, bank account problems, visa troubles, paperwork, all that kind of stuff. You can find people online, on Facebook, in church, through school, or a mutual friend, but it'll help make the move so much smoother since they've been through it before. So thank you, Scotty and Aaron, for helping me. It's always just best to be open and make new friends, especially foreign ones, because they can show you the ropes, help teach you the language and the social customs, and teach you how to communicate and to travel. New friends will be essential to your survival in a new country. They will be a staple item in this new adventure. They will bring joy and laughter and wise advice while adjusting to a new lifestyle. This next one is essential, especially for being a girl. Pack things you will actually use. If you haven't worn it in the last 6 months, you probably won't use it now. I made the mistake of bringing half my lipstick collection to Sweden with me, and I only used about 5 of them weekly, and I brought like 20. I brought the most bizarre clothing choices and ended up having to spend more money on necessary items that I should have thought to bring in the first place. Why did I feel the need to bring 5 curling irons when I only used 2? Or why did I bring 4 pairs of high heels when I only wore 1 pair on special occasions? Because of the incessant amount of walking. But these are the questions that plague me when I'm trying to fall asleep every night. Not really, but I feel stupid for overpacking. Just keep in mind the weather and climate changes as well. Sweden is known for its harsh winters, and I didn't have proper socks or boots or pants. So I advise you to do your research on your new living area. My next tip is save your money unless you have unlimited funds. I personally saved up every penny that I had to move across the country to a foreign land, and looking back, I wish I would have done a better job at budgeting my funds. I only had a specific amount of money in my bank account for the time that I was overseas that had to cover everything. So all I can say is be wise. I wanted to be social with my friends and travel while I could, and I spent too much on the extra stuff and not on the necessities. I ate at too many restaurants and wasted money on silly things. So plan out your budget and stick to it. The next tip I want to give you is to live in the present. It is so easy to live in the past because that's all you know. You have no idea what the future is going to hold, but just live in the now. Live in the moment and take in everything that you can. You have no idea how long you will be living in this new country and with these beautiful people. So don't take the precious time for granted. I remember sitting on the train one day, talking with one of the most influential men in my life, and he said to me, "You don't always have to be funny and make people laugh. You have the chance to reinvent and recreate yourself. So if you want to be serious, you can be. If you want to be an artist, you can be. You can be somebody completely new and completely different." And that hit me so hard. I have the chance to make a fresh start, a clean slate, and be who I've always wanted to be. And you can too. So that has been my travel, new country, new you tips. If you have any questions, feel free to ask. And yeah, hej då!